Being yourself is not always met with celebration. Sometimes it's met with discomfort. Nobody really tells you what it costs to be real. Not just quirky or different, but I mean true, like true to your voice, true to your values, true to your own rhythm, the rhythm of your spirit. There is a price to that. We all feel it. We all been there. You feel it in those small moments when you walk into a room and speak from the heart and the air just shifts. Everyone's looking at you like, whoa, who invited this person? Some people lean in, others pull back. Some stay silent when you hoped that they would clap. And then some people ghost you when you really put your best self forward, And then you start to realize being yourself is not always met with celebration. Sometimes it's met with discomfort, with distance, with misunderstanding, even from the people you thought would always understand. And then it makes you question, it makes you wonder if you should have said less, showed up differently, smiled more, toned it down. I'm sure we've all been there. But the realest truth that I've learned along my journey is that's why I love living life. It's just a journey to expand and learn more about ourselves and reflect, you understand? But what I've learned is, yes, being yourself, it does cost something. That's why everyone doesn't do it. But what many don't realize is being someone you're not, that costs you everything. You can perform the part, you can play it safe, you can blend in perfectly at that party. But there's always a part of you that remembers what you buried, what you muted, what you sacrificed to be chosen, to be picked. And I don't care, no amount of external praise will ever silence that internal ache of being out of alignment. You can climb a mountain, be at the top of that view, be like, I made it. But within yourself, you feel hollow. That peace that comes from being seen as you are, it cannot be bought. It cannot be bought. It can only be earned through your authenticity and your honesty. Oof. Some of us be shapeshifting. And nothing wrong with that. You understand? There's code switching. But if you're shapeshifting in a way that's not in alignment for you, I know how to code switch. I'm also mixed. I'm of two different races, so I can completely shift in two different environments. It's kind of fun. It's a gift. But sometimes, that shift that you have where you're changing yourself, right? Bearing parts of yourself to belong, to be chosen. That shift doesn't happen overnight. It starts with small decisions, a subtle, recalibration. Yeah, that's the word. You're not lying, you're just adjusting, right? You're just trying to be more palatable, to stay included, to be chosen. That's what you tell yourself. And you soften your edges, you round your opinions, you edit your expression before it even leaves your mouth. And for a while, yes, that will work. People may like the version as you that they see. But like I always say, you might as well be yourself undeniably. So the ones that love you can come closer, and the ones that don't can simply move out the way. Because being ourselves costs something, but being something we're not costs us everything. Imagine you look in the mirror and you don't recognize what's behind your eyes. Because that kind of shape-shifting doesn't just change how others sees you, it actually slowly alters your relationship with yourself, which is the most important relationship because everything stems from right there. Eventually, we will wake up inside a life that fits all the metrics, but nothing feels right in the soul, because it wasn't designed for your spirit the way you were living, the way you were expressing. It was designed for your safety, for your survival, for your likability. And now you're tired, not just physically, but spiritually and emotionally, and you don't know why. And now you're tired of being seen, but not known. You have to understand that you already are like a brand if you're a creator. We live in a world obsessed with building brands, but truth is you are one already. Your story, your frequency, your point of view, that's your brand. It's not just a logo, a bio, a perfectly polished aesthetic. It's your energy structured. Now that we have AI democratizing everything, everyone can have a nice logo. Everyone can have colors or edits or effects and all that stuff. Those things people used to like equate to their brand and of course like your core messaging. But now I truly believe it's going to be in your tone, your story, your energy. It's the way you move through the world when nobody's watching. It's how you speak, create, rest, and return to yourself. I believe good content starts offline. It's going to be the ones that truly are living a better life offline than it even seems online, right? When you're aligned, your life will speak clearly, even when you're silent, right? When you're honest in your art, your work becomes magnetic. You don't have to chase people down, they run to you. Not because it's perfect, but because it feels real. It feels different from everything else. You ride your own, you are the trend. You're not just riding trends. And I believe like in a world that is starving for truth, realness is the rarest form of luxury, you understand? And people are seeking resonance, not performance, not perfection. We see it all the time. They're looking for someone who reminds them of what honesty feels like, and that is you. They're looking for you, literally looking for you. Like some of you about to be known, some of you about to be global, some of you about to be so seen in this world. You understand? Your brand's touching every corner. It's going to be beautiful. They are looking for you if you are willing to stop editing yourself out of your own expression. It's time that you claim your space without apology. There's something sacred about you standing in your name, not branding it, not selling it, but just being in it, standing in it, saying to yourself, this is who I am right now. This is what I know. This is what I carry, not with ego, but with a sense of being rooted, like to claim your space, to stop asking for permission, to stop waiting for someone to say, yeah, you're allowed here. Yeah, we're going to clap for you. Because you are, and you always were. You don't have to keep auditioning for rooms that dim your light. You don't have to keep proving your worth through performance. You don't have to keep watering down your work to fit someone else's algorithm. What you need is room to breathe, room to build, room to speak. Speak without shape-shifting, and you need to build your own home online, right? This is why I use Squarespace, our sponsor of the day, not just as a tool, but as a space. Because when you've worked so hard to find yourself, you shouldn't lose yourself online. You deserve a platform that feels like your essence without the noise. And Squarespace helps you build that kind of sanctuary. Squarespace has products to make everything so easy, like design intelligence. It's a powerful blend of 2 decades of industry-leading design expertise and cutting-edge AI technology, unlocking your strongest creative potential. You can build a website that's not only beautiful, but truly personalized to your brand. And one of the best feelings is having an idea, starting a business, and receiving that first deposit. And managing payments has never been simpler with Squarespace Payments. Onboarding is quick, and you can start receiving payments in just a few clicks. And if you're ready to elevate your online presence, make sure to check out Blueprint AI, the latest AI-enhanced website builder from Squarespace, complete with curated premium quality content matched to your style. So if you're ready to build your own home online, go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Heinz to save 10% off your first purchase. It's important that we come back to ourselves. But how do we come back? How do we stop shape-shifting ourselves and molding ourselves in ways to be accepted that don't really honor who we are? How do we live aligned when the world still pressures us to perform, to fit into a box? One, you have to start small, you understand? Start small, start daily. You don't have to overhaul your whole life overnight, but just start with one honest decision every single day, you understand? Say what you mean in a conversation. If someone asks you, hey, can you meet up tonight? Don't make up a fake excuse, just say the truth. No, spending time with self. Create something without filtering it first or asking yourself, will this work online? Rest when your body whispers. Yesterday I was creating something and I was filming for about 3 hours, and then I felt my body say, hey, take a little nap. And I was like, what are you talking about, take a nap? Keep creating, keep going. And then I had like a little bit of a burnout, you understand? I should have listened to my body. But there's so many little ways we can return to ourselves, and those add up. And then create before you consume. When you wake up, try not to reach for the noise, reach for yourself. You understand how that morning practice, journaling, stretching, silence, music, meditation. I have a meditation in the description. Download it, use it to support you, right? Anchor yourself in your own rhythm, because the more you listen to yourself, the less you'll shapeshift for the world. And then honor the gap between who you were and who you are becoming, because there is space in between, and it's an awkward space, right? Like sometimes we're struggling because we're like, oh, I'm not quite who I was, and we're in this in between. So we're starting to perform a characterization of ourselves, when really we have to accept and let go and go through this uncertainty and be like, hey, right now I can't even self-identify myself because I'm transforming. You're no longer performing, you're rebuilding. This middle is uncomfortable. You know, a lot of us are there right now, but I find it so sacred. It's where a new beginning blossoms. So keep choosing your truth, keep showing up unpolished, keep honoring the version of you that is real, even when it feels risky. Because that version, she's the one you've been searching for. The return to yourself, you understand? Every time you say what you actually mean, you come back to yourself. Every time you stop editing your expression to fit in, you create a new template for yourself and others. This return, it's not always loud, it's not always visible, but it is powerful. You stop chasing relevance and you start building resonance. You stop striving to be seen and you start allowing yourself to be felt. I always say it's better to be seen and not just felt. And you attract the people who see the real you, which is what matters. Be ourselves undeniably, so the ones that love us can come closer, and the ones that don't can simply go somewhere else. There's billions of people on this planet. You don't need to entertain everybody. You attract the people who see the real you. You say yes from your soul. You say no without guilt. And you create work that feeds you, not just funds you. Because alignment isn't just spiritual, but it's strategic. And it's how you protect your peace while expanding your reach, you understand? So if you feel like you've been shape-shifting a little bit, if you've been exhausted from performance, if you've forgotten the sound of like your own voice, or just forgot what your own energy feels like, this is your permission to slip back, return to yourself, to rebuild, to reroute, to remember. You don't have to be louder. You just have to be clearer. Say this with me. I don't need to perform to be powerful. I just need to stand in who I already am. Let this be the season where your truth becomes your structure, where your platform becomes a mirror of your peace, where you stop shrinking for acceptance and start stretching into freedom, because the reward of being yourself, it's real and it's worth everything. You understand?